Great. Good morning. Good evening. Welcome to our application walkthrough today with MPOWER Financing. I'm going to give it 30 seconds or so to let everyone join, but thank you so much for joining us here today at this live session. If you're here for MPOWER Financing's application walkthrough, you've joined the right Zoom link. Just a quick announcement before we get started. If you're new to our live sessions, a quick note about how to best interact with us. At the bottom of your screen, you should see something called Q&A. And that is where you can drop questions for our staff to answer throughout this session. The earlier you ask, the better chance you'll get a response quickly. Sometimes if we leave a question in the last few minutes, we can definitely just can't get back to you quick enough. So please find that Q&A function and ask us questions throughout this session. We'd love to help. And otherwise, I'm going to get started. Welcome, everyone, to MPOWER Financing's live session today. My name is Claire Allman. I'm an Associate Director of Marketing here, and I've actually been at MPOWER a little over 6 years now, which is kind of crazy. And something that's always impressed me about MPOWER is that we're a team of former international students here to make the journey better for future international students. And so here with me today, I actually have 3 former international students and MPOWER staff members, and they're going to introduce themselves to you and then tell you more about MPOWER and our application and how we can help you achieve your education dreams. But before they do that, I'm going to launch a poll so we can learn a bit more about you. And that is launched. So if you wouldn't mind filling out that poll. And during this, we'll have our panelists introduce themselves. So starting with Silver, you mind introducing yourself?
Sure, just mute myself. Hi, everyone. My name is Silver. I'm a marketing and sales manager at MPOWER Financing. I joined the company in 2018, and I have been here also for quite a long time. So I'm from China, and I came to the US to study my master's degree about 8 years ago. And I stayed here after I graduated and got a job. So I'm really happy to be here to share my experience as a former international student and also to share my knowledge about MPOWER.
Great, thanks, Silver. And over to Gazem.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gizem. I've been with MPOWER for 4.5 years and a little bit more than that. And I'm managing the quality function and also escalations for our company. I was an international student as well. I came here close to 12 to 13 years ago, and I stayed here. And I'm looking forward to helping all of you today with the walkthrough as to how we can make the process much easier for you and give those extra tips so that you have a seamless experience with us. And thank you for being here.
Great, thanks, Gazem. And then over to Ron.
Hey guys, so my name is Ron, and I was an international student as well. I came to the US in 2015, and I've been working at MPA since 2017. So again, a long time. Been through multiple roles at the company, and currently I'm the lead in the underwriting team. So when you guys submit your loan applications, it comes to someone in my team to actually approve or deny them. So hopefully I'll be able to answer all your questions that you guys have about approvals and denials of loans. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys for introducing yourselves. And so if you have not answered the poll, you have about 5 seconds or so to submit before I close it. And I am closing it and sending out the results. Great. So we have wonderful representation from Africa at 75%. And then a lot of representation, or a lot, 6% from North America, I presume people in school, and then also a lot from South Asia, which is fantastic. Diverse crowd. About a quarter of you are still thinking about studying and haven't yet started applying. Another quarter have applied to school but haven't yet been accepted. And then 42% have been accepted to school. Congratulations. That is a major milestone for sure. And then 8% are currently in school. I bet you're the ones in North America. And then a very important question. What is your favorite meal of the day? Clear winner at lunch. That's interesting. You can tell that would not be my answer. So I think I'm a breakfast person. So Silver, I have to know, what is your favorite meal of the day?
My favorite meal of the day is definitely dinner. I always skip breakfast and I sometimes skip lunch. So my favorite meal of the day is also my only meal of the day. Yeah,
Wow.
that's why I choose dinner.
When there's only one option, I guess it's easy. Gazem, do you eat more than one meal a day?
I hope so. To carry my body for sure. Silver, kudos. I need to get your tips there. But I will say in a different manner. I think on the weekends, dinner. On the weekdays is breakfast because I start very early to work. I need to
There's not
sustain
an
myself.
option for
And
both, Gazem. I don't see an option for both here. This is like a
well,
on
follow
the
the
this
detail. You
wouldn't be
know what
allowed
I
on the loan application.
so majority will be then breakfast 75%, right? 5 days out of 7 days. So I'll go with that.
Perfect. All right, Ron, settle this debate. What's the best meal of the day?
I like Gizem's answer, like one for the weekend and one for the
Oh my
week.
gosh, okay. We have a bunch of people here not following directions. Well,
So
I will
for the
stop
weekend, it would be brunch. It's not even in the choices. So,
All
but
right.
yeah. But otherwise,
Rule
I think rule of thumb, lunch. I really like lunch.
Nice. All right. So we have a dinner, a breakfast, a lunch, and then something. Great. So we're gonna jump in. Thanks for humoring me. And so Silver, I'm gonna start with you. I saw that a quarter of the people today are still thinking about studying. They probably don't know too much about MPOWER. Do you mind telling everyone just a little bit about MPOWER and what we do?
Sure. So MPOWER we established in 2014, and we have been in the study abroad industry for nearly 10 years now. We are a public benefit corporation, and what we do is that we provide funding for international students who are pursuing a study abroad journey in the US and Canada. Specifically, what we provide is that student loans without cosigner and collateral, which means that you can apply to MPOWER loan and also get approved all by yourself without asking your family or your relatives to be your guarantor or co-signer of your loan. And you also do not need to use your own property or your family properties as a collateral. And we can do this is because our credit model is based on, we'll evaluate your future earning potential, and it's based on your academic performance, for example, your GPA, your English test scores, and we will evaluate those and try to estimate your future earning based on that. And that's our major criteria when we look at your application, and not your past finances or your family's finance situation. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Silver. And so I saw that a lot of people here on the call have been accepted to school recently or applied to school. I think our chat moderator can drop a link to our loan eligibility check for those wondering if MPOWER works for them or not. Silver just reviewed some of the qualities. And Silver, do you mind just giving a little bit more detail about what makes you eligible, why our attendees look at that link?
Okay, so what makes you eligible for our loan is quite simple. We only have two major criteria. First one is that you need to go to one of our eligible schools. Currently, MPOWER support more than 400 schools in the US and Canada. So if you are going to you're going to finish your bachelor degree in those schools, or you're going to pursue and finish your master or even PhD degrees in those schools, and you are welcome to apply. And you can check what is our support school on our website. And the second criteria is that you need to finish your program in 2 years, which means that if you are still pursuing your bachelor degree, it usually takes 4 years. So you need to, so you can only get a loan to cover the last 2 years of your bachelor degree. And if you are pursuing a master degree, it usually takes 1 to 2 years. And so you can start apply for a loan from MPOWER even before you enrolled in school. As long as you get acceptance letter from your school, you can start your application with us. That's our two major criteria. And you can check your eligibility on our site.
Awesome. And our chat moderators dropped a link in the chat. And so save that link, everyone. Gizem, when she walks through the application, is actually just taking you through that same link. And so if you get started now, you can go along with Gizem if you so choose. And so, Silver, a few more questions for you before we get to our application walkthrough. You talked a little bit about what makes MPOWER great. Can you provide a bit more detail about why someone should choose MPOWER as their lender? We know here that MPOWER is the #1 option for students studying abroad in the US and Canada. And so what should our attendees know so they can share that belief with us?
Okay, so I want to share something about our product feature. And there are three features that I believe is set us apart from other lenders. First is that, as what I said, that we do not need cosigner or collateral. Applicant can apply on your own. And the second biggest feature that I think is really beneficial is that MPOWER is actually the only company that provides fixed interest rate to international students without cosigner, which means we are living in an environment where interest rate goes up in many countries. So based on loan with us, that when the global interest rate goes up, your interest rate will not goes up as them. You're guaranteed the same rate across the whole long term. And so which makes it easier for you to plan your future finances because your monthly payment will not change over the course of the loan. And the third benefit, I believe, is that we lend loans in US dollar, and which means that you never need to worry about losing value on your loan due to exchange rate change. And also we disperse your loan directly to your school. And so before you come to the US or Canada, that you do not need to go to bank. There'll be like lots of hassles to exchange your currency and also wire money oversight. We have it covered, and all you need to do is to apply with us and then come to the US and enroll to school.
Awesome. Thank you, Silver. So we definitely provide loans. It's our main business and how we got started as an organization, but we have a lot of other programs that we do to help international students along their journey. So Silver, with our last question, can you tell our attendees about the other programs we offer?
Okay, so besides loan, that we actually also offer scholarships to international students. And to apply for our scholarships, that you do not need to have a loan application with us. We offer scholarships to all the international students that goes to one of our support schools. And currently that we have 6 scholarship programs that we offer up to $10,000 per reward to international students. And we also have monthly scholarships that gives $4,000 in rewards each month. I just mentioned one criteria is that you need to be accepted or enrolled in one of our 400 support schools. There's also another criteria is that if you win the scholarship and when we fund your scholarship, that you need to have a valid visa to be able to get you actually enrolled in your school, so we can fund your scholarship to your school for you to use. And you can check on our scholarship page for the detailed criteria for each scholarship and also the deadline for each scholarship. Yeah, that's our scholarship. There are actually more programs. For example, that we also have a referral program. Again, you do not need to be an MPOWER customer to participate in this program. If you have a friend or your relative that you think that they may need a loan to go study in the US or Canada, that you can refer them to us. And when they complete an application and mention you in the application, you will get $300 reward. And if your friend, they get approved and decide to take the loan, they will also get $100 in reward. You can refer as many friends as you can. And if you are our loan customer and you want and you actually got a loan dispersed, that you're also free to participate in our Path to Success program. This is a program that we offer free to all the customers that will help you to plan your future career. And our service, including but not limited to, like career development consultation, resume and cover letter proofreading. And we also help you to prepare your interviews. And we actually do have many webinars under this program in the future plan that you're welcome to join to meet the recruiters yourself and know more about how the application works in the US and Canada when you find a job.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Silver. So just to summarize for those that joined a little late, MPOWER offers student loans to international students studying in the US and Canada. No cosigner, no collateral, because we believe in your future potential. The loans are from $2,000 to $100,000 USD. And then finally, Silver gave a great overview about our scholarship program or our fall program where you could earn a little extra cash, and then our Path to Success program that helps our customers fulfill or get the career they're looking for abroad. And so our chat moderators dropped a variety of links in the chat for you. And now I'm going to turn it over to Gizem, who is going to open that check eligibility link and walk you through our loan application. So over to you, Gizem.
Sure. So I'm going to share my presentation, and then if you guys want to walk through, you can definitely walk through. Okay, let me get there. All right. So what is the application like? First, Silver already mentioned that you need to be eligible. So when you go to the website, and if we share the website link, that will be great, right? And the eligibility link directly, you can check your eligibility. Once we know that you're eligible, you'll start your application. We would like to get to know you a little bit more, and we're gonna walk through here as to what they look like and tips on these. So not everything needs a tip. Some things will need tips so that you have seamless experience. We would like to get to know your personal information, your name, date of birth, and all of those good things, your immigration status, which we're going to talk about, so we understand your current status. Then we want to know more about your school and employment. So which school do you want to go to, because it needs to be an eligible school, your major, your program details, if you took any tests. Are you employed currently, or have you never been employed, or were you employed in the past? We would like to know that as well. And financials we're going to talk about. So how much does your school cost until graduation? How many semesters do you have? Do you have any funding available to you? Do you have any debt currently, or are you getting debt? So we would like to know those. And you put your valid government photo ID and submit your application, as simple as that. So what we will do now is go to the next steps and talk about tips for each section. So when you see this, what brings you to MPOWER? If you have not received your admission yet, you would say, I'm thinking about studying, or I applied to school but haven't been accepted. For us to give you the final decision, among other documents, we'll definitely need an admission letter, because we need to understand what program you're going to, which school, when does it start. That's going to be very important. So if you were accepted, you just got your admission, congratulations. You can choose, I've been accepted at a school, haven't enrolled. So enrolled means you basically started your program. So if you started your program, you would choose, I'm currently enrolled. Or you're currently enrolled, but you're transferring. That can happen. We want to understand what you really require and give you the options while you're filling the application according to what fits your journey. That's why this is very important that you choose the right one. That's why I wanted to first start with this. And the good part is it will capture your name, because you're going to put that. So it's going to be totally personalized. So one of the important things here is that your expected graduation date. You may not know exactly what day and month you may be graduating, but your school, if you got your admission, they will tell you, hey, it's 18-month program or a 24-month program. So it's crucial that you put that correctly. When I was an international student, right? When I came here, I had a 12-month accelerated program. I needed to know when it's going away, right? So what am I going to do next? So this is going to be important, and put something that is the best available option that you know from the school. GPA, this will not come if you're not enrolled. If you're just admitted, you didn't get your classes done for the first semester, right? That's why it's very crucial that you choose the right option in the beginning. GPA here, when we ask that, is for the current school. If you're going to an X school and you need an MPOWER loan, we want to know if you have that GPA, which is the cumulative average. So if you got your transcript, you're already in school. For example, we have some people in school, maybe you finish one semester, you know what your GPA is. Normally it's from 4.0 scale. For Canada, it may not be like that. You can always convert it though. And then actually most of the websites have those converters. That will be easier for you if you want to do it. But if you're just admitted, if you choose the right option, you're not getting this. The next one is the major, the degree that you're choosing. So if it's master's, MBA, PhD, whatever that option is, please choose that. So when we get the admission letter or understand the nature of your program, it matches. I know there are programs like postgraduate diploma, etc. Most of the people choose current associates. I know it doesn't reflect as much. We're also working on that. But please choose the best possible option. Maybe it can be master's. When we get the admission letter, we'll understand what your program requirements are like, and then we'll proceed accordingly. Then putting your name, right? Whatever is on your passport per your citizenship country, we would like to know, because we will need the valid government photo ID to be able to validate that. And country here is going to be important. So we will be asking for the citizenship country. So if you're already in school, right, but you're an international student, your home country is in X place, but you're in the US, please put your home country citizenship. If you have dual citizenship, please choose the one that you are residing in and you would be going back to. Permanent address. This is one of the most important things that we see that causes the applications to be delayed. So your permanent address is your home country address. So if I'm from Turkey and I came on F1 visa, my permanent address needs to be Turkey. So please put that accordingly. If you're already in school in the US, your current address will be US, but your permanent address will be the home country address. This is very crucial. I'm just emphasizing on it a lot, because out of all of these, this is one of the easiest lifts that you can do, because we will need proof of address for these as well, because everything needs proof. It goes hand in hand. Your phone number, if you have multiple alternate phone numbers, please also let us know. If you're already in the US, you put that, and then you also have a number in your home country. However, it's easy for us to reach out to you so that we can move your application and get you to that educational journey. That's crucial. The next is immigration status. If you are an international student, you would choose non-citizen. If you're a DACA and any other profile here, you would choose that. Because you're an international student and you're just admitted, doesn't mean that you have visa, and that's perfectly fine. And I think there was one question, I will be answering it right now here too. If you don't have your visa status yet, that's perfectly fine. You put no. The good news is that if your application is approved, we will be providing you with free of charge supporting documents for the approved amount that you can use for US I-20 and then visa. For Canada, there's only visa process, like whatever that is, it's going to be free of charge, and it's going to reflect that. So you don't need to worry about that. Once you get your immigration documents, we'll proceed further, but that's free of charge. And if you have any visa status, let's say you're on F1 visa, please let us know, or any other visas. And when you click on show more, it will show you the other ones, because we support different visa statuses as well. It doesn't only have to be student visa, because with certain visa types, you can also study, even though it may not be the main reason. The major, please choose the most appropriate one. We may not have all of them because there are thousands of them. There are a lot of schools. So whatever is the most approximate, please put that. And then do you have a dual degree? So there are certain schools that you can finish within 2 years or less with a dual degree. Maybe you're doing that. That's wonderful. We would like to know more about that and understand the nature of your program there. STEM. So this is standing for, especially for US, right? Science, technology, engineering, or math. Your major is the STEM degree, right? Your school should be able to tell you that while you're getting admitted, because there are different optical practical training extensions with STEM as well. So we would like to know if this is a STEM degree or not. And please be careful here if you are not sure if it's a STEM degree, and please check with your school. And some websites can be silent about this. And I think Ron can talk more about that, but we may be asking for that proof if we cannot find that information. So if you know that this is not as visible and clear, please ensure that this is the right one, because the evaluation may matter from that angle. And you would need to let us know if you're full-time, half-time, because if it's half-time and you're going to study more than 2 years, that would be not valid as an eligibility criterion, right? So that will be important. This GPA thing will come if you're already enrolled, right? So you don't need to worry about it if you're just admitted. And we want to know if you're on campus, hybrid, online, because you should be also residing in the country of the study of the program, right? So that's important, because if it's fully online, that may not be able to work out for us, right? We need to know when you're coming and if it's on campus or not. Then we will ask, are you doing first year, second year, third year? You will pull that accordingly. I mean, if you put your program start date and anticipated graduation date correctly, it already tells us where you are. So we don't need that extra documentation, but you can put it according to where you are right now. If you're in your first year and second semester, you're still in your first year, right? If you just finish your first year, let's say by May, and then you're applying for a full, you're going to be in second year, right? So we need to ensure that according to what you're applying for, please fill that in. And if you have any test scores, standardized test scores like GMAT, GRE, SAT, language tests like TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, if they were waived for you or you haven't taken it, please let us know. Then we'll proceed accordingly. But if you have taken it, we also want to know the percentile here to see where you have average, and we'll need the proof for that to be able to cross verify that. And it may be beneficial to provide that if you have taken it already. And most of the schools, if it's not English speaking country, they will ask for TOEFL, but maybe they will be waiving standardized test scores. So if you can give us enough information, we'll proceed accordingly. Employment, maybe you're currently employed, you just got admitted, or you're not currently employed, but you were employed before, or you don't have any employment history. That's perfectly fine, right? Please provide us the most valid information with your relevant work experience so that we can review that accordingly, because we will be asking documentation for this as well to understand if you have employment history, and if you don't, that's perfectly fine as well, and we'll proceed accordingly. Let's talk numbers. I love this part because it will give you the clarity as to what you're looking at. We want to understand your costs until graduation. So costs can be tuition costs, cost of living, any like books, health insurance, what other fees are there, like for example, health insurance cost. What we ask for is how many semesters do you have to finish your program, right? So if it's a 2-year program, it's 4 semesters, 1.5 years, 3 semesters, because we will ask that. But when you're putting your costs, you'll only put it for 1 year, then we'll calculate it for you. So if you said you have 4 semesters and you put 1 year costs, we'll multiply it with 2 because it's 2 years and we're going to do the work for you. Okay. But please ensure that you go to your school's website, or if they're giving it on paper, look at what the costs are for a year. Sometimes they will give it per credit. You will know how many credits you need to take for a year. Sometimes they will give it per semester. You know that you need to multiply that per semester cost by 2 to get 1 year. Or sometimes they will give you 1 year. Then your life is very easy. Some of the things to mention here from product perspective from MPOWER, we cover also cost of living if your school covers. With US, we have school certification. So your school will be able to say, hey, this is good to go. With Canada, most of the time, 97% of the time or 95% of the time, living expenses are overpayments are not covered. So I just also want to let you know from there. And also for this, if you're doing your studies in Canada, you need to put it in USD because the loan is in USD, and then the disbursement will happen according to like the conversion as to how the school wants it, and we'll figure it out for you. Then we will be asking for if you have any funding available to you. So now we know your costs here, right? For 1 year, we want to know your overall funding available to you until graduation. Maybe you have personal funds and we'll need proof for that. Maybe you got a scholarship, congratulations. Or your family, friends are helping you, or your employer is saying, hey, I'll do reimbursement for you. Whatever that is, that you know that there is active proof, please also provide that. The reason that this is important is we look out for you. We will be giving you a financial plan. We'll say your cost until graduation, this is an example, is $60,000 US. And you said that you have $42,000 to yourself. So your funding gap, which is what you require from MPOWER, is $18,000. We did the calculation for you. So when you're requesting loan amount and for which semester you're applying for, you can put that dollar amount. If you think that this is underestimated, overestimated, you can always go back and then redo it until you know that this is what you really require from MPOWER. So from this, again, just the key takeaways, your costs for 1 year, you need to put, and if you have 4 semesters, 2 years, we're going to calculate it for you because we're going to ask those semesters. Please ensure that you put everything in order according to what your school told you. And also any available funding to you, please provide it regardless. It's a crucial part of this application stage. And the maximum you can apply for a lifetime and for 1 academic period, like a year, in 1 application as well as $100,000 US. Per semester maximum is $50,000 US. Minimum that you can apply for is $2,001. There's that $1 difference. So you can be getting in 1 application as to what you require. Then we'll get your ID. If you don't have a passport right now, that's perfectly fine. If you have a national ID, driver's license from your home country, anything that is a valid government photo ID, we'll get that from you and we'll review it. And from then on, you will know your next steps as to what we require from you. That's it from me.
Thank you so much, Gizem, for the application walkthrough. I think, oh my, you have plenty of questions in the chat based on your performance. But one thing I saw was a lot of people want to know if they'll get a recording of this webinar. Absolutely. We will email out this recording afterwards, as well as Gizem's deck, so you can kind of go through at your own pace later on. So definitely don't worry about that. And so I'm going to turn it over to Ron to ask a few questions about our credit and underwriting, and then we'll turn it over to the crowd to take some questions live. So if you haven't yet asked your questions in the Q&A function, now is a fantastic time. Cool. So Ron, a lot of people want to know, when they submit the loan application, when should they apply? When's the best time to apply?
Yeah, so ideally we accept loan applications up to 12 months in advance of your program starting. So if you know your program is starting in even say spring 2024, you can actually begin your application today. But my recommendation to everyone applying would be try to apply close, like when you have your admission letter. You can definitely begin your application and start it up to 12 months in advance. But the time your application actually moves through and moves forward quickly is once you have your admission letter. Because until we have your admission letter, we can't really make any judgments or any decisions about your loan application. So yeah, you can start up to 12 months, but once you have the admission letter, things move much faster.
So what about the reverse? What if someone just got admitted and needs a good decision quickly? What should they do?
Oh, definitely. If you got your admission already, you can apply today and you should hear back from us in the next 5 to 10 days. And you should have your decision by then. And if you have your admission letter now, your program is probably going to be starting in August. So you have a lot of time to like get everything figured out by then.
So don't send us an email saying alert, my program starts tomorrow. Great. And so so now we know when to apply. Ron, how do people get their loan approved even faster? Let's say there's someone that their program actually starts soon.
Sure. So the way to get your application approved faster is all the information that you kind of enter in your application. We just ask for proof of those documents to support that information. If all the documents match that information, your loan will move through the application very, very quickly. The only time it doesn't is when the documents you submit don't support what you entered in the application. Some examples I can give you is I've seen admission letters for like the following year and like the documents don't match that. So like you selected the wrong admission date when you applied and that doesn't match the document that you submitted. That can cause some delays. Another thing that's very important is the proof of graduation date. I've seen this also a lot. You maybe made a mistake while you were entering it on the website, but when we actually looked at it, it was much longer. So those can also cause significant delays in processing your application. So yeah, the most important thing is as long as everything matches what's on the website versus what documents you submit, that's one of the fastest way to get through the loan application.
And I think people often ask why we need documentation. And a lot of times, whatever you're putting on the application that Gizem just walked us through is really what we're asking you to verify. If you can hear the construction, sorry, it was a surprise to me too. So sorry about that if you can hear it. And so Ron, next question. If someone has a gap between their tuition cost and the proof of funds, what do they do? And this is related to what Gizem just shared on the application.
Yeah, that's actually perfect. So that's what you're actually going to be use your MPOWER loans for. So if you have like a gap from your proof of funds, that's the funding you're going to pay to the school. And you can use the remaining whatever's left, the gap, like the MPOWER loan will kind of cover that. Only thing we cover up to a gap of 100,000. If it's more than $100,000, we cannot cover that because our loan limit is $100,000. As long as it's below that, you should be good. You can just finish your application, click submit, and then submit your documents, and then you'll get a decision from us in probably 5 to 10 days. Claire, I think you're on mute.
Oh no,
Nice
I was
hearing you.
terrible. I was trying to be respectful of this construction. And so Ron, can someone apply for multiple schools? I think most people tend to apply for a large swath of program and see what they get in to. What do they do in that case?
Yeah, I would say you can still apply for multiple schools, but the only downside would be we can provide you support letters for all of those schools, but the loan will only go to one school because you can only attend one school at a time. So you can apply for multiple schools, but kind of decide, I guess, the top 3 that you want to attend and then get your loans from there. If not, you can apply for multiple schools. And once you have your support letters, you can contact us once you decide which school you want to go to. We'll cancel all the remaining schools and then finally provide you one loan approval letter that you can use to go to that university.
Fantastic. And so now it's the rapid fire questions from the audience round. And I made up rapid fire, guys, so don't worry. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But like I said, if you haven't gotten your question in yet, now is a good time since we're taking them from the audience. But first one is actually right back to Ron. Can you talk through the repayment period, what the interest rate looks like, or payments look like when you're in school versus the grace period versus when you're working?
Got it. So basically, the interest rate for the MPOWER loan is fixed. Right now, the range is between 12.99 and 13.99. So that's the interest rate. The next one was this is going to take a lot of numbers to explain this.
I would say it's kind of like the student journey, basically.
Yeah.
What repayment looks like.
Yeah. So what happens is I can give you like an example of what would happen. Say you apply for a loan today, you get approved. You start your school in August 2023. And until then, you don't have to make any payments. You don't have to do anything. On August 2023, when you start school, we'll probably disburse the funds to your school, and then we'll pay your fees for you to your school. And any remaining funds will kind of be paid over to you to use for your living expenses. And so say in August 2023, you need $25,000 to cover that first semester. So the way the loan works is we disburse the $25,000 to your school, and then you start paying interest only on that $25,000. With the current interest rate, that amount would be around $210 to $240 a month. So that could be what you're expected to pay while from August till December. Now I'm assuming your program is a 1-year program. So in December, you take another $25,000 from us. And this would make your payments increase by another 210 to 240. So you'll end up paying probably around $400 to $500 there, depending on what the exact amounts are. And that's the interest only period while you're in school. And after that, say you graduate in spring 2024. In May 2024, you graduate. You're not able to find a job for the first 3 or 4 months. You keep looking for places, and then you get very busy in like the hiring process. So even for that time, for 6 months grace period, your interest rate is fixed, and you only make the interest only payments, which would be around $400 to $500 a month. Say you get lucky, you have your job in like 1.5 months, and after that, your interest rate is still fixed for the remaining 6 months. So it doesn't really change anything. Your payments would still be the same. The only time the payments would increase would be in December 2024. That's when your repayment period will actually start. And when that starts, you'll be paying principal and interest together. At that point, I would say your payments would go up to between $600 and $700 a month. And now that we went through the entire loan cycle, I just want to make these other couple of points also. You can also overpay your loan. Like you can pay if your payments are $700, you can make $800, $900, $1,000 payments. It won't change anything. It'll just reduce your balance a lot faster, and you'll end up paying a lot less money. And even say you get a signing bonus after you graduate in say May 2024, you get like a big signing bonus, $50,000, and the loan that you took from us is $50,000. If you pay off the full thing with that one signing bonus, that's it. You don't pay any more interest. There's no prepayment fee. There's no penalties. There's nothing. It's just the loan amount that you'll be paying off after that. And yeah. So yeah, that was a long question. Yeah, long
yeah,
answer.
but it was a great answer, comprehensive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn it over to Gazem. Gazem, I think we have a lot of sort of just immigration visa related questions today. Can you walk everyone through how to get an MPOWER support letter and how the system works and where I-20s come into everything?
Sure. Let's spend a little bit more time on that. So let's visualize your application, right? You started, you're admitted, you don't have any immigration documents. Then you'd submitted your documents, everything. Ron reviewed it. I'm joking. His team reviewed it, and then everything is good. Let's say it's approved. So for you to be able to get your I-20, what is an I-20? I-20 is a document that mentions from the school, this is your major, this is your degree, this is when you're going to start, this is when you're going to end, and it will have the proof of STEM with a CIP code, and it's going to be signed by the representative, the officer in the school. Normally it comes from the International Student Office. This is a document from Immigration Services in the US. So they print it out and then fill it out for you, saying that we would love to have you here, right? So when we get that, before we get that, because you're approved, we give you a support letter. It's a letter saying, congratulations, for fall 23, you're approved for $50,000 US. What we will need your I-20 to move forward with the next steps. So after you get that support letter, you go to your school and be like, here you go, this is my support. However, just one thing to be aware of. If you need to show other funding sources to cover your program and your school will walk you through, you have to also bring them. It may be just something where MPOWER may be one source and you may have other sources. So whatever is available to you, bring them. Then you get your I-20 signed and dated, 2 to 3 pages. Then you say, here you go, MPOWER, review this. Then we review it. If everything is good with your I-20, we will issue a loan offer. It's a 3-pager document that is not binding until you also have your visa documentation requirements for us to disperse your funds, right? So you get that loan offer because it's more, it has the application ID, it has the terms, conditions, total payments. You can take that document for your visa. Either it's an interview or you're applying online like you would do for Canada, along with any other funding documents and et cetera, that you may need for that visa application. So both of those are free of charge. And then we'll be moving forward to the next steps according to your visa requirements. So if you got your visa as well, after this, congratulations, we made it happen. Please also provide that to us.
Fantastic, Azam. Thank you. I think I'm saying fantastic to everyone. I guess I need a new adjective.
That's your new word today.
Yeah, it's like, oh gee, or I guess, well, you guys can all be fantastic. That's fine. Oh, I'll do something different next time. But I can't leave Silver alone. And so, Silver, you gave a great overview earlier about our scholarship program, and I saw that inspired a lot of questions from the audience, and we have some new questions about scholarships. Do you mind just giving a little bit of a deeper overview, and then our chat moderator can drop a link to our scholarship program?
Sure. So we currently offer 6 different scholarships to international students or DACA students. So if you're international students or DACA students that legally study in the US or Canada, you're eligible to apply to our scholarships. And also there's another criteria for you to apply is that you need to be accepted or enrolled in a full-time degree in one of our 400 support schools in the US and in Canada. And that are the 2 major criteria for you to apply for a scholarship. And there are also specific criteria that created for different scholarships. And among these 6 scholarships, for example, that we have a signature scholarship, which is called MPOWER Global Citizen Scholarship, that we offer award up to $10,000 per person. And this scholarship, everyone can apply. That we also have a scholarship that is called Women in STEM Scholarships, and that that offers up to $6,000 per award. And for this scholarship, similar as its name, that if you identified as a woman and if you study in a STEM field, then you are welcome to apply to this scholarship. And we also offer a MPOWER MBA scholarship. As you probably know, that this scholarship is offered to students who are currently enrolled or accepted to one of the MBA programs that MPOWER support. And it offers up to $10,000 in reward. Besides those, we also have refugee scholarships. So it depends on your specific immigration status. So if you think you are a refugee, and please feel free to apply and provide us the documentation that supports it. And once we verify your status, and you will be qualified for this scholarship. and the last scholarship that we offer is called Chasing Dream Never Ends Scholarship. This one is offered for Chinese international students that pursuing a graduate degree in the US or Canada. This one is, we offer this to help with Chinese students that are currently under the COVID restrictions and or affected by the global environment. Those are the 6 main scholarships that we offer. We also have a monthly scholarship that we actually offer every month. We offer $4,000 in rewards, which makes one reward can be up to $2,000 per winner. And every month you please come to our site and read our monthly theme. It can be like a Christmas theme or Thanksgiving theme, and then you'll be required to write an essay about it. And if we like your essay, and we will reward you that amount to help with you. It's not high amount, but it will help you with your living expense, definitely. That are the scholarships we currently offer. Please always come to our site to check the criteria and also the deadlines for each scholarship. Make sure that you will not miss the deadline. We offer many rounds of scholarship, especially for the monthly scholarship we offer every month. So I think that's it. I hope I answered all the questions.
You did, very comprehensive. And so I have one more question for Ron, one more for Gizem, and then we're gonna wrap up. And so Ron, can you give some examples of documents that can be used for proof of address as well as proof of funds?
Sure, we accept multiple documents for proof of address. Some would be a bank statement, investment letters, any credit card bills that you get to your house, any of those. The next kind of documents would be kind of utility bills. So like electricity bills that come to your house, water bills that come to your house. And the other one would be if you own the house, like proof of ownership, we can accept that. If you're currently on a lease, you can get a lease from your landlord, we can accept that document. And some caveats that I want to spell out here, like if your name is not on the lease, or like if you're living with your parents and they are the people who own the house, or the water bill is in their name, or the internet bill is in their name, or the electricity bill is in their name, all that is fine. You can submit those as well, and also just submit a letter saying like a relationship proof, like is it your father, is it your mother, is it your sister, is it your brother, just who you're living with, and proof of that bill that you're currently residing at. So a lot of documents that you can kind of submit as proof of address.
Fantastic. And so fantastic. Okay, I just need a new word at some point. But Gizem, if people need to get in touch with us, let's say I'm gonna give you 2 scenarios and you can answer both. One is, what if they made an error in their loan application? They need to fix it. The other is, let's say they have an upcoming visa appointment and need to get in touch with us quickly. How do they best get in touch with us?
Sure. I will look at it from priority level first. Just to remember, we have a lot of people applying sometimes, hey, I need my visa letter in 2-3 days, right? And you may need it in a month. So it's very important that we have that understanding of urgency so that we do not say, hey, I need it tomorrow, but somebody that really needs it tomorrow may need to be postponed. So we're doing it from priority perspective. We would appreciate it if you can do that. So if you're gonna follow up on that, I think the subject line of your email that you're gonna send to us from contact us form on the website, you can say urgent visa appointment in 2 days or something, because our relationship managers can see those subject lines and then pick up on it from urgency level as well. So it's important that you do it. If you have an error in the application, but you don't have an urgency for decision, please give us some time. Please don't put anything on subject, hey, I need it tomorrow, but you need it in a month. So please ensure that you can just send it normally. It may take for us sometimes 5 to 7 business days to come back to you due to high volume of applications, and we appreciate that. But if you have any errors and you have that urgency, please also specify it on the subject line. then our relationship managers will tackle it along from the party perspective. And I wanted to add one point, Ron. I know you were talking about the documents. I have one tip. And even with our relationship managers or who is coming in, I'm like, you can always use this. Actually, when you go to your dashboard for upload documents, when you click on that specific document, we have comments telling you what documents are available, what you can use. So please always use that. It's given to you for self-service perspective, so you don't need to ask somebody else as to what is required. So you can always go to that upload document section and then for that specific document, see exactly what it is, whatever Ron said, and more will be there, for example, for home country address.
Nice. Pro tips with Gazem. That'll be our next live session. But actually, so we do have some next live sessions up and coming. You can see them all on our website. We have application walkthrough. We have a deeper session looking at our financial module as well as a visa session. So take a look at our website. We'll drop a link in and see if any of our future sessions work for you. And then we're going to slowly wrap up. If we're going to try and answer the remaining questions, but I see there's a lot of them. If you want us to get back to you, please drop your email address in there before signing off today, and we'll do our best to get back to you on your question. But if we didn't get back to you today and you need a response, drop your email address in there. If you have an application with us, please make sure it's the email address associated with your loan application. Great. And so my favorite part of the entire session, you all, and since you do these with me often, you know what they are. But for our audience, can you please tell us, one, why is MPOWER the best company or best loan product for international students? Question one. And then question two is, what is your one tip for future international students? And you can answer them in any order. And I'm going to start with Silver.
Sure. I will start with the tips for international students. If you decide to come to study abroad, whether you decide to come to the US or Canada, whether you're on your bachelor degree or you're on your master degree, the time flies by very fast. So always trying to use all your time to absorb the culture around you, to networking with the people, with your professors, with your classmates, and meet new friends, and consider this as a journey for you. Is a friend we makes along the journey that counts. Yep, and why MPOWER is the best? I think MPOWER is more than a lender. We actually do offer scholarships, as what I just introduced, and we also do make efforts to help our customers to get jobs through our Path to Success programs after they graduate, and also help them to get internships before they graduate. So we actually try our best to offer all the support to international students as we think that they may need down the journey to make your journey more richful and more productive.
Thank you, Silver. And so Gazem, same questions.
Yes, the tip would be, if you have a year program, for example, please don't take it for granted. Like whatever you want to do, please know your next steps, because that year flies by. So if you need to leverage MPOWER for, like, if you want to stay in the US, like your career options, please also leverage your international student office anytime. I was very delayed with that, but I still made it with my goals, but it was more frustrating. But if somebody told me this that time, I would have done it in a heartbeat. As far as what I love is concerned, again, from personal experience, building your credit history while in school. Because even to rent a house, trust me, I couldn't, right? Because I was able to afford it, but I'm like, I don't have credit score. How am I gonna do this? Because they're like, you don't have credit score, or some jobs even ask for it. So, and also other products, right? Like you may need a credit card, you may need other things. So to be able to get all of that together, it's very important that you build your credit history in the beginning, and MPOWER gives that to you because you will be starting making your payments while in school. So paying for your education plus building that credit history is super crucial.
Not fantastic. Amazing.
Oh, love it. Okay.
Stop myself. Ron, final questions to you.
Okay, so the first one, why I like MPOWER. I really like the people here. Everyone here kind of believes in what they want to do. Everyone here wants to help all the international students that they can. So that's one of the reasons I really like coming to work here. And the second reason, what kind of pieces of advice can I give you guys? So the first thing would be just be open, try to experience a lot of things in the US. A lot of things are going to be very different than what you're used to from wherever you guys are. So yeah, just be open to it. I try to network a lot. I think other people have also mentioned this. And I try to network a lot, not just with your class, try to network a lot with other classes, network with your professors, because you never know where your next job will come from. One high recommendation would be try to network with a lot of alumni that you have. If you go into a school in the US, especially, they'll have a lot of games like either basketball, hockey, football. Like try to get into those kind of things and network with a lot of people there, because you can really build your network at these kinds of places. So yeah, that's my little bit of advice for you guys.
Awesome. So maybe the next podcast, Ron, is between you and Gizem with the pro tips here. I don't know. We need to have another session. But so we have reached a little bit over on our time. Sorry about that, everyone. But thank you for attending today. We will email that recording soon enough. And you'll also receive a survey about this live session where you read through every survey. And we use those results to tell us what to do more of, what to do less of. And so please take a moment and fill out that survey so we can get your feedback and make these better. But thank you again for joining. Our chat moderator will drop all those links again in the chat in case you didn't grab them earlier. And then join us in a few weeks for our next live session. But great to have you all here, and hope to hear you soon or see you in our application funnel. Cool. And thank you, panelists. Appreciate having you today.